Moment of silence there for Harold Pattinson, legend of the Devonport Strikers, who passed away during the week. I'm Andrew Cooling here on Summer Cup final day for the third and final of our triple header. We've had coming your way from a sun-soaked Lightwood Park, temperature around about 34 degrees here for kickoff in this third match. It's the Devonport Strikers, the defending NPL champions, up against a side that caught fire in the back half of last year, the Kingborough Lions, the team that probably pushed them the most down the stretch. They've got a victory over them here at this very venue, which sets the stage for an intriguing Summer Cup final between these two, as Cody Kemp and Kieran Mulroney, the skippers, head into the middle to toss the coin. Rejoining me here on the call for this big cup final, Alex Murray. Alex, what are you looking for in this game, mate?
Oh, just again a really exciting occasion, really good prelude to the season, as I was saying before. But I just think with this Kingborough side, the run they got on last season, and also just the way they've been able to retain players and recruit players, haven't really lost anyone, and a few big ins we'll talk about shortly. Whereas Devonport, I would say, a side that unusually a bit of change for them, a lot of different imports. Most crucially, no Roberto Fernandez-Garrido, who has gone to South Australia. That will be a big challenge for them, but as always, you never count them out. They're just so clinical, they have a lot of experience, and it could be another piece of silverware for the trophy cabinet today if they perform.
Yeah, it'll be a big watch on the new import side. And there are a couple of Japanese players looking to fill the void. Robbie Fernandez-Garrido has been the best player in the state for the past 2 years. He's been a goal scoring machine so often when they've needed a goal. He's been the man. Umazame, the Japanese striker, expected to lead the line. Slight of stature. We'll see what he can produce. Declan Zazadzny, a promising young Tasmanian talent, also there. They're going to be the ones tasked with filling the void. But yeah, it's a slightly different look Strikers outfit as we start the season. And some boisterous support here from the Lions fan club with what's basically a home final.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the under-20s or some juniors for there. Got the Vuvuzelas out and some flags. Good to see. Good atmosphere down here at Lightwood today. Summer Cup always has a good vibe as we get underway here at Lightwood Park.
Love to see it. Charles Bidwell on the ball early, and he gets it moving to Brody Dennehy. Dennehy rolling it through for Nicola now. Atkinson shipping it towards Ichima. Taken away, Ichimura, taken away from him. Lightning fast attack. We'll see how long the speed can be sustained here in these conditions, Alex.
Just came out of the blocks absolutely firing there, Devonport. I think they are keen to show that they haven't lost a step at all this season. I was saying earlier in the day that this might be the most open NPL season for a while, with the likes of South Hobart Knights and Lions all looking very good, as well as Strikers. Doubting the Devonport Strikers is always you'll get yourself in trouble if you do that too often, I'll say that much.
Yeah, it's been year after year they have been pretty consistent. That man Kieran Mulroney's been at the heart of it really since this We'll throw the D word around. I think they earned it by now. Since his dynasty began, really, he's been at the heart of all of it. This Lions side were outstanding in the back half of last year. They really came on in leaps and bounds. As you mentioned, I think they've probably got 9 in the starting 11 from that period and added in, often the big out, but Eli Lutmer comes in.
Yeah.
Their goalie in that period's on the bench here today, so it should be a pretty similar type Lions outfit, and they were very impressive in beating Knights to qualify for this final.
Yeah, absolutely. I went and watched South Hobart last week and they were pretty impressive, and I just thought, after that game, I thought surely they'll be in the final, but no, Lions have looked the goods, and I think it would be a massive confidence boost to them if they can pick up some silver early in the year. Look to really build something for this season.
Well, over the top in the direction of Noah Mee, it's going to be a great battle between he and Kieran Mulroney.
Yeah, I also think the style of football that they were playing at the end of last season, as Taylor, so that classic weaving style, was really impressive. And talking about the series of coaches' interviews that we've been doing at Football Tasmania TV, Alfred Hess is playing today. He was very closely guarded about his tactics and whether he would be in the middle there for Kingborough today. But I thought he played very well for most of last season, but particularly over the second half as well. So interesting to see him get a start. And Eli Lutmer not changing position from where he was at the Rocky Knights either. He's taken up centre back again. And back in his younger days, he was a fantastic kind of 6 or 8 in the midfield there. So I guess with Tom Prince's health issues, which are very sad to hear about as well, it's kind of a seamless step in there for Lutmer.
It's Huxley calling John Farnham. The retirement did not last long for this man. Old Spice Huxley back out there pairing him in the heart of defence. A push has been spotted there by the referee, Dom Smith, going up on the right-hand side of this defence here at the moment. He belts that diagonal. It's a dangerous-looking ball. Ichimura lurking. They usually nail their imports, the Devonport strikers, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the Japanese pair can produce. Of course, only 2 imports allowed in the league this year is the big change from last season.
Yeah, I guess a faux import is Zadzney, who's on the ball here. He looks like a big unit, very towering over the rest of the pitch, really.
Yeah, he dominated a junior carnival a few years back, scored a bunch of goals, got picked up, I think it was Melbourne City's academy who picked him up off the back of that. He is he's a presence. I mean, just look at the height advantage he's got. He knows where the back of the net is. So when you're trying to replace a player like Fernandez Garrido, rather than do it with kind of one player, so they're going for a couple.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought Lutmer and Huxley are like the shortest centre-back pairing in the league, and they kind of look like it today.
They're dwarfed, aren't they?
Yeah. And I think Devonport, as always, that key, probably a little bit unsung as well, is that back four. So much experience with Dom Smith, Kieran Mulroney, Toby Barton as well. Been there for a few years now. Interesting to see that. Looks like Bidwell might be playing. Oh no, he's not playing a centre back. I'm just trying to get a bit of a sense for the formation they're playing today. Very interesting, very tactically flexible as well, Devonport. Heard they're incredibly easy to coach and very motivated at training. Just really, as you expect for a team that has had so much success.
Well, it's been seamless, the switches between bosses throughout this period, and Tom Valentine's come in and just continued on that proud tradition of success they're building. Mulroney charging through the middle, Douse steps in, didn't get much purchase on it. Zame was there, he'll get back on the ball. See anything he likes ahead of him, so just drops the short ball off. Trying to combine their fellow imported Chimura, but the Lions will take it away. Keenan Douse scored 20 last year, but he's still got a happy knack of scoring from distance. When he scores, it's generally from 20 yards out. Doesn't do the easy work, Keenan. Fauchon for the spectacular. There's a tough going together there, and I reckon the arm of Me's just caught Mulroney as well. Referee tells him to get on, and that's a firm challenge from Bidwell, and he wins the ball back superbly. He saunters off towards goal. Hess across to deal with him. Chimura swings the ball, looking for Brodie Dennehy, but easily repelled, and try and get out there Alex Brown.
Bidwell just so hard at the ball. I've always thought he's just, I know it's an AFL term, but those hard ball gets is classic of Bidwell, and he might be another one here. Yeah, he's just gone in. It was studs up, but he got the ball, didn't get any of the man. I think if he misjudged that challenge a smidge more, that could have been very dangerous this early in the game. But as I say, he's a hard customer, Charles Bidwell.
He's a Bidwell. It seems to go without saying. That family are all very tough. Eddie, when he was down here, was no nonsense customer. Annalise certainly tough. We saw her in the Super League earlier. Play waved on there, and then Linnell Atkinson just comes straight through the back of his opponent there, and I'm not sure how he thought he was getting away with that one.
Yeah, a little bit late.
Pretty straightforward decision there, I would have thought.
Good atmosphere in this game today. I think the people on the hill over there really adding to it a little bit, really just getting into the players.
I get the sense these two sides don't love each other. There seems to be a bit of rivalry forged in fire in the back half of last year.
Yeah, potentially. I think Devonport are just a very difficult team to play against. They are physical. They win a lot.
Everyone wants to beat them.
Yes.
You're up and about.
And they definitely have an air of confidence about them as well. But again, they've definitely earned that, and I think Kingborough showing that they wanted to. So that's really good to see.
Tom Valentine fuming there. Zazi going for a push.
Yeah, really trying to get into referee Alfonso Giusti early today. Respects his work greatly though, so see how it goes.
Copper just patrolling the sidelines here as the fourth fifth. We're just trying to keep it all under control, I think. But plenty to boil over early on here. Plenty of feeling. Good to see. You know both teams want this victory. This isn't just a pre-season hit-out.
Absolutely.
The early goings here.
We'll see how that intensity lasts with the conditions today.
Yes.
But so far, it's been a good pace to the game. Last with a great little through ball. Atkinson in the vicinity, but really, running out on him there. And Taylor Last, always a great player to watch as well. Tempo controlling midfielder, but also can play those direct balls in behind as well.
So long diagonal over the head of Mees. Alex Brown looking to get him behind, won't quite reach that one. Mulroney directing traffic, so the ball was headed his way. Chipped over the top from Last. Trying to spring Ichimura down the left, brings it under his spell, and he'll have a run at the defence here. First real look at Ichimura, and he looks a lively customer. He's into the box here. Ichimura cuts it back. Zazadsky, great save! Got down, still dangerous. Now it's Denny, and again Kawano comes across. Double save from the keeper. Third shot blocked away. Last again, dinks one over the top, and the Lions hold on, but they've got Masatoshi Kawano to thank for it. My word.
I don't know if I can't remember last time. I mean, we saw some great keeping last year. Jackson Gardner for Glenorchy, a great keeper, amongst others. He just comes to mind. But that is one of the best double saves you will see. And I think that is actually potentially the biggest area of need for Kingborough, as good as Eli Lutmer is. The keeping stocks last year were dicey at times, especially earlier in the season. And if Kawano can keep doing that, they will be feeling much safer at the back this season.
That's certainly one way to make your mark early on as a goalkeeper, and that'll have him feeling good. You always want an early touch as a keeper, just to get that confidence up. Probably wouldn't want to be worked that hard, but you've got to be feeling
nice
good
after that. Nice little back pass, maybe.
I reckon a nice simple shot is what you want generally.
Definitely.
But you'd have to be feeling on a high after that. That was outstanding.
Yeah.
Zazadsky so close.
The first save was good, but the second save, to come out for that, I feel like a lot of keepers would have played that less aggressively.
It's Freddie Hess now on the attack, rolling it through for Alex Brown. Just sends him a little wide. It's time to control. Chips it up into the mix. So keeper flaps at it awkwardly. In the end, Bidwell gets across and clears the area. Slightly unconvincing from Fletcher Cruden there, as the Lions ask a few questions of their own.
Yeah, collected Kieran Mulroney. Again, that is a change for Devonport as well, keeper, and they've had a lot of stability there for the last couple of years, and we'll see how that goes. You can't blame him for coming for that, but it's more just how he collected Mulroney, and half a sniff for Lions, but no one in the vicinity there.
Swings it into the box, flicked on. Now Atkinson out the back for Hess. The first man will just roll it back to Greg Downs. He usually uses it well. Combining with Schwartz, one of the new faces in this lineup. Cody Kemp claims for being the best player in the competition, Kobe Kemp. He's been the past couple of years.
What a touch from Taylor.
Taylor, another one who really impressed down the stretch.
Yeah.
That last 2 months, they're downright electric, the Lions, in those last 2 months of the season. They're a little slow to get going, but they're playing such exciting football, and Declan Taylor, the pace he offered, was a big part of that.
Oh, his dribbling is really good. For one of the younger players in the competition, he's very exciting, very unique player, I would say. That kind of herky-jerky sort of style will look to take on players, and that's... I mean, as a fan of the game, that's what you want to see.
Well, for Shimura. Back to Toby Barton. Such a consistent performer for this side. It's a lovely ball over the top. Mazame. Took it off for last. This ball ill-directed, easily cut off by Greg Downs. Now Brown looking to combine with Noah Mees. And the hold-up work, the big front man, Hess. Now it's Kobe Kemp. It's Taylor offering short. Instead, Jinx inside. Hess. Zazni pressuring from behind. They win it back. Zazni's got nothing ahead of him, though. They just need to hold up and wait for support, or maybe he might go on his own. It's Declan Zazni. A sea of lines surrounding him. Support came from Dennehy. And he hits that one well out of play. Some nice work there from big Declan Zazni. Just need a little more support.
I thought for a minute he was going to try a 5-on-1, but yeah, no, did well to maintain close control. Huxley in a good area to shield him off, but waited for that support, and very excited about just looking at all these new players. I sort of feel like I'm a kid on Christmas in some ways, unwrapping all these new players and different sort of machinations for the season, which is great.
Well, 'tis the season. This one's right on my knees, but not his best work there. Comfortably through to Fletcher Cruton. Yeah, Tom Valentine was saying yesterday that all the players from Devonport were very excited to come down and have a look at the Lions. He said, you hear whispers, you talk with players and coaches, but good to be able to go see what we're up against with our own eyes. And the Lions, it's fair to say, taking it up to them early on here, although they certainly have their keeper to thank for the fact they're not trailing. Yes, yeah, absolutely. I think it's been reasonably even. Devonport, again, yeah, with those shots, probably had the lion's share of the ball and also of the chances. I'm very interested to see what Devonport are doing in possession here. So you see Bidwell take it as kind of a centre-back in the back four, but when they've got... Oh, he's hit an error there. Giving it to Noah Mees, and he tugs the shots. A golden opportunity there for a player of Mees' quality. He didn't catch that at all right. As you were making some observations about the Devonport strikers formation there, Alex. Yeah, well, you'll see when they work their ball up into the other half, if they can get out of their half. Good pressing from the Lions. I'll just see where this play goes for a second, and Barton gets it away. And Atkinson will bring that down and hopefully release the pressure from Devonport striker's perspective. And last will go through the middle, find Imazame, who'll head out wide. Shimura. It's a take on, good close control, tees it up, and it's Bidwell. Schwartz blocked, and they'll counter. It's just too high paced at the moment. We'll get a breather now. So you see there how Bidwell got onto that shot. So he's playing normally as a centre back, but when they're in controlled possession, he's playing as a midfielder with Last as a double pivot. So very flexible formation from Devonport here, back three, but out of possession, back four. So again, I love to watch Devonport as they do try these interesting tactical things. Shows you how much faith and trust in Bidwell Tom Valentine has to give him that role. Yeah. Very important one to this system as they look to drive the attack here. And now Atkinson calling for it. Went short to Umazane instead. Flick down the line as Charles Bidwell charging up. He really is covering every blade of grass out there. Yeah. And he's got the engine to do it, but she's on a day like today, it's going to test him, that's for sure. Yeah. I think obviously that just comes down to communicating with Taylor Last, who will fill in there, and obviously Mel Rainey is the central of the back three. And it'll be interesting to see if Kingborough change anything. I think they're pretty comfy in their normal sort of 4-3-3 formation, especially with kind of Dowse flying forward. And you've got Downs playing in
left back at the moment. And I don't know, again, I was away for a little bit of back in the last season, so I don't know if that was something that they'd done before, if they're just sort of filling in for the loss of the likes of Mastropoulos Simon.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's at times similar to Devonport, and then they'll shift to kind of a back three in out of possession, and Downs can be that third centre back, and then you've got kind of licence for Keenan Downs to roam, because he can get caught out defensively at times, but what he offers you down that right hand flank is plenty of offence down. So I think there's a little bit of coverage for that. Dennehy has the ball with some room to manoeuvre, and now Atkinson up ahead of him. That's where he goes. Downs across to Corral. They want to get back onto that trusty left foot of his. Nicola now Atkinson dinks it into Zadsny. Stuck outside. Didn't quite get it right, and gets the Bronx from the Lions faithful behind him. They're in fine voice early on here.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Absolutely. Want that atmosphere at a cup final?
Yeah, I think with the ground redevelopment, I think there's again the vibe around the club seems really good. There's a decent crowd in today down in front of the clubhouse as well, even being so hot. So good turnout from the Tassie football community.
Yeah, you'd want to be finding some shade if you're in the crowd today, I reckon, Alex.
Yeah, I'd be eyeing off a swim down at Kingston Beach straight after if it was me. Playing or watching, to be quite honest.
Dennehy picks it up. We'll retreat back to Dom Smith. The senior member of this side, Dom Smith, was a youngster back when it all began under Peter Saville. Seasoned vet by this stage. And he draws the free kick there with Smith. Very reliable player. Playing kind of on his offside as a left footer, but doesn't seem to worry him too much.
Yeah.
He'll show off his right there as he ships it down for Big Zadsny. Huge slid across, cut it back for Lanau Atkinson. No one there on the end of it. Was perhaps expecting a run from either of the imports there. Both held their position.
Yeah, I think Smith playing a lot of his career at left back, but I think he's an right-footed full-back. So I think this is probably more natural. I remember a few years ago being on the university's coaching staff, we were talking about that as a potential area of weakness. I don't think that came to be with the, I think it was a 1-0 loss. They beat us up at Olinda Grove, but we won't talk about that too much.
We can talk about the victory over Olympia up there if you want.
Oh yeah, that's a classic moment in. I mean, if we need to talk about moments in University Football Club, you've come to the right place. But
if it gets to 3 or 4-0, we might go there.
Yeah, the Launceston City win is my favourite in particular. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on.
Mulroney with strength and cops a little whack for his troubles too, coming off second best. Nice ball there as they lose the ball in the middle though. Hess and Brown just winning it back. Here's Taylor. Brown sends it wide. Hess has made a smart run. Bidwell back across the cover though. He's just covering the turf nicely here, Charles Bidwell, and now looks to lead them back the other way. Lining Mazamate. Brown gets a little shove right under the referee's nose.
I think Glass it just didn't really mean to do that almost. Nothing really untoward about that, and it was kind of well managed by Schwartz just to take that contact. Pace of the game is still reasonably high. I think its structures sort of come apart just a little bit, which is probably good for us as viewers. We'll see a little bit more open play potentially. We have Keenan Dowse, typically a decent dead ball deliverer.
Dowse, Downs and Kemp, they've got an absolute wealth of options. Kemp's so good in the box, he doesn't tend to take too many these days though. They'd rather get him on the end of it. So now Atkinson sends it clear, but it might come right back at him here as Alex Brown just dinks it towards Taylor. Taylor back to Freddie Hess, slips as he shoots, and just the impact of the shot, it's a fraction, and it skews over the bar.
Yeah, always hard with your weight sort of going away from you there. All the more difficult with the slip, but I think Kingborough will be happy to be putting that pressure on and looking to mix it with Devonport physically in the box, and they do have enough tall timber with the likes of Kemp and Mees, and also Downs as well, who can mix it in there. Mulroney taking a few on. Dennehy will bail him out. We're working into Bidwell. Casually done back to Smith. We go back to Bidwell. A lot of pressure coming at him, and he's wants superbly to spin his way out of that one and win a free kick, and they'll move it quickly again. You can see that emphasis on Devonport on moving that ball quickly when they can. And the Japanese connection over there with Ichimura just getting the ball slightly away from it. Andy, we haven't had a massive look at all the imports yet. Has anyone caught your eye thus far?
They've been pretty well, obviously. Kawano with a fair introduction here moments ago for Kingborough and net. No, I'm not too sure. We saw in the 21s final, South Harbour's nominal number 3 and 4 imports. There's Lemau Atkinson here with a chance, and he shoots, but Lutler was there to block it away, and he cleared out there. Look, if they're 2 imports they're not going to play are the quality you saw in the 21s final, 2 South Koreans. I've got to imagine South have got a couple of fairly handy imports there. Knights are always pretty good. Look, I think we can expect the standard to be like it is most years. It'll be pretty strong. See Jaden McCure also on the bench here today for the Kingborough Lions. He was quite impressive at Launceston United last year, and looks like he's been lured down to the den. So, look, with only 2 slots per team, I think the importance of nailing that selection only gets all the more vital. You've got to use those spots wisely, and most of the clubs seem very keen on theirs. And here is an opportunity for Ichimura to show what he can do! Well, there's the impact from Riku Ichimura. He hasn't taken long to leave his mark. He skips through them and picks out the bottom corner. Delightful stuff from one of the players tasked with replacing Roberto Fernandez Garrido. If that's anything to go by, they've got another good import right there, Alex.
We were just talking about it, and I thought, you've seen bits and pieces, the close control obviously there, but there's a beautiful dink inside, not a drink inside, and just bottom bins, like very cool finish, not too much, like all business I would say with that finish, and 1-0 Devonport. It's an emphatic way to go into the drinks break. It's kind of almost a handy little break, maybe for both teams. And classy little finish there. And again, if they can get that connection working down the left side, that looks very ominous for the rest of this game.
Yeah, just a moment of pure quality there from Riku Ichimura, showing what he's got. And taking him 20 minutes to leave his mark here on the Summer Cup final. Devonport draw first blood, and they are always a very tough side to play against when they've got a lead. They're so solid at the back, so hard to break down.
Yeah, really always a tough mental thing to come back from, I think, especially against Devonport going 1-0 down. They just have so much experience back there, Mulroney in particular, but also Barton and Smith often can just grind out a 1-0 win. So you don't want to give them the window of opportunity, and they've got it so far, but if I was the Lions, I wouldn't be disheartened with the way I've played, but just that clinicality, so typical of Devonport strikers.
It is. They are a ruthlessly efficient side, and they show that right there. Riku Ichimura hands them the lead 20 minutes into this Summer Cup final. Look to build from that, the Lions. Well, they've had a chance to have a few words here, get together and try and conjure up a response. Let's see what they can manufacture as Luca Forrest rejoins the coverage. Luca, have you seen the first 20 minutes?
Well, it's been absolutely fantastic, Andrew, if I'm being totally honest. Both sides looking very, very even there. Ichimura with a great goal there. Just shows what he can do. He just cut through, just remained composed. He was dragged down a little bit when he got to the final third, but as simple as you like. And then you got Big Zazadzny. Oh, what a specimen he is. The leaning tower of Pisa. He's just a specimen up front. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays in the remaining parts of this game. But I'll tell you what, it's been a certainly interesting first 20 minutes.
Yeah, we expected a physical game. We expected a bit of tempo about it, and it has delivered. And it's the strikers leading 1-0 as we... it's almost like we've got 4 quarters here today rather than 2 halves. We're into the second quarter here, the second half of the first half. Can the Lions respond to going a goal down? Here's Keenan Douse. He'll knock it back. Tunnel up. Just looking for Mees. Bidwell's been everywhere, just cuts that out. And here is the goal scorer, Ichimura, combining with Massey Benjamin, who's just snuck on there during the drinks break. A couple of subs, and he combines nicely with Ichimura. A chance here, perhaps he's in on goal. It's 12 to 9 again, and then just scrambled away in time by Hughes. Luke, as Kawano comes up with the answer again, but I think he asked more questions than I think they would like.
Certainly a lot of questions to be asked after that. Massey Benjamin coming on, playing in the wide position, coming in. He's only been on for literally a couple of minutes, and that's the impact he's had already. Really challenging the Lions, going right up into the final third. Luckily there was an answer to that attack, but certainly the Lions have a few questions. Is the pressure beginning to get to them? So it'll be interesting to see how they play from this corner. A lot of options in the box. A few Devonport sitting back.
Scrambled off the line in the end, and then an acrobatic bicycle effort deflects wide of the mark. But you mentioned the specimen that is the Zazney. I reckon that about 4 men trying to contain him there, and he's in swingers onto his head. He's going to be tough for any team to deal with. And they serve that up there. Well, they go there again. Looks like it's Downs who's predominantly been tasked with trying to handle him. Well, go the in-swinger again. It's right to the line, and Kawano gets up and he punches clear. Danger. Not yet past though. Barton in there. Gets his head to it. Now a chance for Dennehy. Blocked away off the line. And then the shot. Oh, somehow stays out, I think.
Well, certainly a scramble on the goal line there.
Wow.
Desperation over skill, I'd say there, Andrew. But no, good have to keep it out. Big Zazney there. Obviously the key target in the box for Devonport, but being contained by the line so far. A lot of pressure so far. So Devonport will have another go. This time from the opposite corner. Will they change it up, or will they just try and swing it in a bit of a different direction?
Big bodies on the case where he's the go. They're doing it again, and why not? It's nearly worked twice in a row. You might as well keep going back to the well.
Be Ichimura to put the corner in.
Dangerous ball again. Glancing head over the fourth corner. They're being asked some difficult questions. A stern examination at the back for the Lions' defence. Well, they're just going to keep hitting in-swingers, I think. Why not?
Certainly working for them, but the philosophy is that they keep putting crosses in. Eventually it should come off. Bit of desperation defending there. The goalkeeper for the Lions, absolutely phenomenal. Ichimura to go again to put the corner in. But it'll be interesting to see on this fourth corner. Is it being locked in? Is the pressure there for the Lions? Can they clear it from their third? Though certainly Devonport smell blood and water as they go to their fourth corner. The Lions faithful getting a bit vocal at the back.
Well, they're just admiring the rig of Kieran Mulroney, one or the other, as he and Hugh Sloot have both been sent off from this corner. Have to get new shirts as the corner is swung. Zazney was there and deflects off a striker's body and out of play. And finally, they can breathe a sigh of relief.
Sigh of relief there for the Lions. Big Zazney. Very, I'd say, a bit unlucky for that chance to go astray. But no, the Lions, it would be nice for them to have a bit of a respite, have a bit of a breather, and just try and build forward again. Devonport had them under the pump recently. So, can the Lions respond in these next 5 minutes?
So, while Mulroney and Hugh Sloot was off there, Hugh Sloot bleeding a bit, and I got to assume some of the blood went on to Mulroney, and the ref said, get off, get fresh shirts. So they've done that, and they're both back out there. Let's see, back to their full complement of centre halves, and they might need them here again, the Lions, because threatening was Marcy Benjamin, but going nowhere this time. She's made an impact since stepping on the drinks break here. Benjamin, he looks a lively customer.
Marcy Benjamin, I think he understands the importance of the event. He knows a win here today could set them up for the season ahead, and a bit of silverware. Well, it's always goes astray as Denny applies pressure. But no, Benjamin's been on for about 6 minutes, and he's already imposing himself on this match so far, controlling that left-hand side. So, certainly something for Devonport to smile about, and something the Lions have to look to contain.
Certainly, it just adds more pace to that front line. Brody Dennehy, a real speedster. We've seen Ichimura with some serious wheels, and if you want to have those speedy frontmen playing off the big target man in Zazney, it's a combination that could certainly trouble teams. That one glanced on, but Ichimura not going to get on the end of this one as Lutmer retreats back to Kawano. He's been very busy early on in his first 30 minutes there.
They certainly caught a bit to Cole, looking tactically at the way Devonport are playing. They've got a lot of speed. You've got Dennehy who's occupying this right position, and then you've got Marcy Benjamin who's out on the left side, of course with the big target. Zazney in the centre, having that speed in the wide positions and having what should be a clinical option, not just on the corner but on the cross. It should be interesting to see how these three are able to come together and form a concise front attack.
Trying to replace the goals of Fernandez Garrido in the task, but they look well equipped to do that, as Freddie Hess had 2 to beat, and numbers went out here for the strikers. Brody Dennehy just shields it, just lost it, but the referee spotted a little shirt grab. Why that play did. Smith, quick release there to Taylor last. He's just a player who's come onto the scene the past couple of years and played with a maturity beyond his years. And now just a real established part of this lineup is Taylor last, and he looks to combine here with Burley. Dennehy, that was shut down. Everyone wants to throw to go the way of the strikers.
So far in the past 5 minutes, all going Devonport's way. But can the Lions respond? They certainly have the support of the home crowd.
Devonport wanted a free kick to Zasny for Hughes Loop, and then the Lions want a free kick for the challenge that came seconds after. They sent Eli Lutman to the deck.
So a bit of breathing space now for both Lions and Devonport.
So Dennehy with the throw. We'll see if they have to go the long throw into the head as Zasny, who's certainly proved their handful early. Instead he'll just drop it back to Dom Smith. Smith goes looking for Zasny over his head. Lutman away, and now perhaps an opportunity to counter here. Just unable to combine with Noel Mees. They've just been lacking that connection so far here in the first half of the Lions. And to find the feet of their front man. Prolific goal scorer Noel Mees. As Barton sends it wide for Benjamin. Bidwell.
Bidwell's been everywhere in this match so far.
Hasn't he? He's the Energizer Bunny in midfield. As Freddie Hess tears off, and that's a nice looking ball as they try and do something here. Mees being forced wide by Dom Smith. Just wait for a little support to arrive. It comes in the form of Downs, and now the dangerous Declan Taylor. Declan Taylor shipping it with a delivery just not there. One of the near post.
Well, certainly didn't amount to much, but certainly good signs of the Lions going forward and putting the ball up towards the goal. It's positive signs to see, given how the past 10 minutes have been going for them. But a lot of energy in this Devonport side. Bidwell, Benjamin, Marcy. You've got Dennehy down here on the right-hand side. Ichimura, of course, the goal scorer. So certainly a lot of energy out there, but given the weather, I wonder how long that energy can last.
Yeah, I suspect we'll see a bit of a lull in the tempo in the second half. It's pretty tough out there for the players, as it has been all day. Certainly after the Women's Super League final, the players were talking about it being some of the toughest conditions they've had to endure in Tasmania. Not often we're playing the round ball game in this kind of weather.
Do an ice bath and go straight today.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be dreading them today. It might just be mandatory. They look to build through the middle here. Ichimura, the goal scorer. Wonderful goal to open proceedings here. Otto Schwartz nails it to the path of Barton. Flicked back on by Ichimura, but back there is Eli Lutmer. Schwartz, Hughes lets it run. Dink ball finds Keenan Dow, so he's got some room to manoeuvre, and he'll just surge off into that space ahead of him. Continuing his run, Taylor looking for the switch, but Ichimura working back, broke the play up nicely. Early buffeted off it by Schwartz. Kept at it though, won it back. Receive from Dennehy. Smith out the back to Mulroney. Just threw me temporarily there with the number 15, but of course changed shirts with the blood on the previous one moments ago, Kieran Mulroney. Normally the number 8. Everyone's just tuned in wondering why he's rocking 15.
Certainly very vocal home support there for the Lions. As you were saying, Andrew, I wasn't too sure whether they were supporting the team, but look at the fantastic rig as the shirt came off. Oh, in any case, Lions certainly need to answer back here.
Oh. Now's the Lions' turn to be upset at the officials as they thought they had an attack going with the foul blown.
Whistle blown, refs all something. And so do we Devonport. Have a go.
Yeah, also just doing a pretty good job to keep a lid on proceedings here. It's threatened to just boil over a couple of times. Plenty of feeling out there for a pre-season game. Both teams keen to win the silverware.
Jacob Hoeksloot there trying to contain the big target man.
He has a match-up like that every week. He might regret coming out of retirement. Talking about a handful. That one's a dangerous ball. Kawano collects.
Just safety at the back. Kick into space. Tried to find the wide man, but Devonport again. Good control of tempo so far. Ichimura. Cartman weaving his way through. Looks to cross. But did a bit of a deflection from Otto Schwartz.
Oh, the Lions not happy with that. The linesman was perfectly placed to make the kill. The referee tried his best to buy it, but the AR, not the save, says that'll be a corner. That's something I think the Lions are keen to avoid as Noel Mees comes back to help out the defence here, which I think his height is going to be a necessity.
Certainly with the height options Devonport have available, having him drop back would tactically make sense, but this is the 5th corner now for Devonport in this first half. Certainly locking down the Lions' defensive, or their defensive 4. With Ichimura on the corner again. Certainly like a training session, the amount of corners he's putting in today. Can he find the big target man? Front post.
Wasted delivery in the end from Ichimura. Just tried to pull out the pitching wedge and just chip one in there, but the wind just sees it sail over the bar.
Tried to put the pitching wedge there, but I'm sure we'll see a bit of Happy Gilmore. No, I thought we were going to see a bit of a Happy Gilmore punt up. No, playing out from the back.
Well, losing his footing was Schwartz, but the referee said it was because there was a push. And the free kick is blind.
You can certainly tell the Lions' faithful return to that one.
Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure if there's 40 people there for the Lions, there's 40 eyes, there's not 80. There's slight one-eyed support back there when it comes to adjudicating the refereeing decisions, as you'd expect from a home crowd. It's a tough gig out there. I think Justy's doing pretty well. Tough conditions for the referee too. No slacking off there. You got to keep up with the play.
Keep up with the play. Always have your eyes on. There's a man again, Marcy Benjamin, we'll speak of earlier. Certainly been a bit of an energiser.
Hess caught late there, and that will draw a slice of cheese. And Mitchell Burley goes into the book. Just caught Hess a little late and a little high. And no hesitations in issuing him a yellow card.
On Hess there, he's remaining down. Don't reckon there'll be an injury there. No, he's up, he's looking good.
Yeah, he'll be right, just caught the studs late, I think. But,
studs up.
Nothing too bad, no, nothing that bad, fortunately, but well earned free kick. He'll be feeling that one.
Well, we've seen certainly how Devonport can go on the attack, but now we have an opportunity to see how they defend. Can the Lions capitalise on this chance to go forward and equalise in what is to be a draining Summer Cup final?
They haven't really tested the strikers' defence out too much in the last 10-15 minutes. They started quite brightly, but I've been asking too many questions. Can they get something going here? Long diagonal from Downs, but lets it bounce, and then it's played off of him by Brown for a corner. So now perhaps an opportunity to get something going, get something rolling here for the Lions. Try and seek a way back into this one. Trailing to Riku Ichimura strike about the 20th minute, just before the drinks break. He put the strikers ahead.
That's what the Lions can conjure from this corner.
Couldn't quite find Kemp, didn't have the purchase on it, but they'll get that second attempt and straight down the throat of Fletcher Cruden in the end. Hess walling it forward, but Charles Bidwell just extends the lever, gets across to deal with it, and then wants a free kick. Hess wants a free kick. The referee says, "Yeah, you can have a throw."
With the Lions with the throw in. Lee Gregory Downs. Big target number 19, Zadazny.
Ichimura, classy stuff. Found Brody Dennehy, but Eli Lutmer, the experienced customer, was across in coverage. But Ichimura is causing big problems.
Ichimura been an energiser in up front, particularly in the wide positions there. Dennehy played in nicely, using a bit of speed. No, but Devonport's front, they certainly know what their strategy is. They certainly know what they're doing, particularly Ichimura.
Eli Lutmer defending it well. A great pick up for this Lions side, getting him across from Knights. One of the best defenders in the state. They'll be delighted to be able to call upon his services this year. Just giving him some extra flexibility. Can always push into midfield if needed. It's pretty consistent at centre-back for the Knights in recent seasons. Forming a partnership with Tyler Harrison there. Rotating quickly, found man in space there. Smith, Bidwell, rare misplaced pass. This one straight to Freddie Hess, who makes Douse strain the sinews, but he got there. And then he found Mees, but Barton took it away from him. Hess, Schwartz, now Taylor. One here with Smith. He'll have a run at him. Declan Taylor tries to go around the outside. Good looking ball, just a little too much purchase on it from Ease. Floats out, but get a ball movement in midfield there from the Lions.
I've seen the Lions looking to build here a little bit. Let's just up in the tempo a little bit in the midfield. So they're looking to answer the challenge of Devonport. Particularly Taylor there having a nice little run. It's a little bit too much on the cross, but certainly good to see the lad with a bit of energy. As the throw comes in. Call of handball, but looks to be Ichimura is going to cut across the midfield. Opportunity here for Devonport going forward. They spot the wide man, Dennehy. What can he contact from here? Not many numbers forward. Looks to take him on. Cuts back inside. Looks to find the power man. Strong tackle made. Not totally safe yet. Ichimura with a shot, but deflected.
Well, it was nearly two. Freddie Hess gets back to save the day there, the player coach. Might have some more defending to do, so Zadzney acrobatically, or Burley rather, somehow got a boot to it, but looking threatening again. Ichimura looming large. Here's Bidwell. They're driving the play, dominating this match. Bidwell, can he go all the way? Bidwell! Side netting only. The keeper got out to it. Made a good stop in the end. Did Masatoshi Kawano, who's come up big a number of times, as Charles Bidwell just cut through them and nearly scored a spectacular goal.
Imagine the solo run from that. Cuts on, takes on about 4 defenders, scores a goal. Bidwell, been one of the big players save up Devonport in this match, particularly in the defence early on. But he's shown a bit of energy and he's looking to get some touches on. As Devonport have another corner.
He's everywhere, Charles Bidwell. Defence, attack, he's making it happen. It's been a superb first half from him. As another chance to test the Lions defence. Another in-swinger. The keeper comes, doesn't collect. Barton flicks it with the back heel. And it's just wide of the post. As they deal with it, doesn't look overly convincing, but they're able to see it away. I think they're probably conceding more corners than they'd like at the moment to the Lions.
Most certainly, and particularly Devonport, they'll be more than happy to take the corners given the height and power they got forward. That of Zadazny, such a tall target forward. You've got the players, you've got Dennehy, Ichimura, Marcy Benjamin. They've got a bit of fight in them at the moment. It's so far, I'll go on Devonport's way in this up.
Out to Dennehy. Dennehy crossing, and it's repelled by Eli Lutmer. Expertly once more. It was a little bit optimistic there from Mitch Burley, trying to volley one on the turn from 25 yards and couldn't quite time the strike as he'd hoped for. The Lions have really been under pressure as this half has worn on. Devonport turning the screws and looking more than capable of finding a second goal before half-time. The Lions, I think, would take 1-0 at half-time if you offered it to them right now.
Certainly the pressure they've been under. A 1-0 lead at half-time wouldn't be the worst possibilities.
They'll have 1-1 though as they charge forward here. Declan Taylor, one-on-one with Smith. Big line support. His shot charged down by Smith again. On the way. And now Bidwell sweeps it into the middle. Marcy Benjamin first to it. Played the first time ball for Zadazny. Rolling it through for Ichimura. Lutmer. It's been very good though. He's able to see it away. Mees the target. Scrapping away with Mulraney. Kobe Kemp is... his influence has been curtailed so far in the first half. Arguably the best player in the league, Kobe Kemp, over the past couple of years. He's an absolute star, but has been unable to have much influence on this one so far. Taylor last in particular, and Bidwell really negating his influence.
Bidwell's influence cannot be understated at the moment. We've seen tons of him up forward. The everything man, the Swiss Army knife player. And then he looks to advance. Cuts back inside.
Oh, and Bidwell probably has a licence to go for that. He's played such a good half. It is remarkable. He slides back and defend, wins the ball back, and then he's in the first line. Whenever they get in the final third, he's up there on the final line. He is just covering some serious territory, and it is stiflingly hot out there. It's very impressive. athletic performance, this, in addition to the football he's playing.
Couldn't have put it better for himself, Andrew. The athleticism of Bidwell to be up in the defence, to be able to carry the ball forward, almost play a bit as an overlapping runner for the midfielders, then get up forward into the final third. Cannot be understated, particularly as the temperatures are in excess of 30 degrees at the moment.
We'll have some defending to do here as Noah Mees comes across and Bidwell shuts that down. Mees, I think we'll go get in the box and they'll allow Downs to maybe launch something long. First half stoppage time here. Can the Lions restore parity? It would be somewhat against the run of play. Go towards the half-time break. It's been Devonport on top here as Zadzi and Hughesley rolls through the back. The clearance went straight to Ichimura. Ichimura skips around Hess and then he takes it past Schwartz as well. Ichimura dragged down. That's got to be a slice of cheese for Schwartz. Into the book goes Otto as Ichimura just continues to wreak havoc here. The only way to stop him is to foul him right now.
Slice of cheese coming out of the pocket for that one. Ichimura certainly imposing himself on the game at the moment. We've seen that speed, we've seen the ability to cut inside, take on defenders. So at the moment, I wouldn't say the Lions have an answer for him currently. So at the half-time break, certainly interesting to see the team discussions and what will they formulate against Ichimura.
So Taylor last over this one might be just a bit too far out. But he's very good over the dead ball Taylor last, and dying ends of this half, he might just fancy a shy from distance. What's he got in his locker? He sends a goal and it's tipped over the top by Kawano. Had to make the save. Got the fist up there and tipped it over the top. And keeps it at 1-0.
1-0 again, but it'll be Devonport on the corner again. Maybe their 6th or 7th corner again. It'll be Ichimura to have a go from distance. Of course, they've got the big targets. And they have Bidwell and a couple of men dropping back just in case there's a loose ball.
Oh, brilliant header. Is it cleared off the line? Flag stays down. Strikers thought they had a goal not paid. Zadzny. Here is the dangerous Massey Benjamin. Barton steers in. It's gathered by Kawano. The Strikers were convinced across the line. No goal line technology down here at the Den though. And that'll send us to the half-time break at 1-0. A potential moment of controversy in the final 30 seconds. How did you see that one, Luca?
No better way to end the half, mate. A bit of drama, good stuff. Certainly the Strikers thought they were in there. They thought the goal would give them that 2-0 lead heading into half-time. But no, the referee, the flag stayed down and the goal not played there. So a bit of drama and a bit of play for both sides in the second half.
Yeah, the Lions breathe a sigh of relief there. They'll go into the sheds just down by 1. Devonport's play was probably worthy of a second goal in truth. They were a little slow out of the blocks, but from the moment they took the lead there through that wonderful solo goal from Riku Ichimura, they grew into this contest. They got on top. They were pretty dominant. Ichimura's been looming large. They've been under siege with corners. I think they faced 8 of them there in that half. Nearly every single one of them was an in-swinger. Strikers asking questions, but just the 1 goal to show for it. And it's dangerous if you can't find the second to convert your dominance. Might just leave the door ajar for the Lions and certainly give them plenty to play for in the second half. And then we'll have that headed your way in around about a quarter of an hour's time. It's the men's NPL Summer Cup final here at the Den, our 3rd final of the day. At half time, it's Kingborough Lions 0, Devonport Strikers 1.
I'll let you do most of the play-by-play. Right? Just let me know. When you want to do that stuff. Welcome back here to Lightwood Park for the second half of the Men's Summer Cup final. In a cracking first half, it is 1-0 to the Devonport Strikers. Had a little look around at half-time, Luca, and it's still pretty hot out there. The teams are doing well to maintain the energy. How are you seeing things as we head into this second half?
Oh, I'm seeing at the moment, I'm reflecting a little bit on the first half there, just seeing Devonport being in a bit of awe, to be honest. So seeing how Marcy Benjamin, in particular, Dennehy as well, coming down the right-hand side, seeing how they were to maintain that tempo, maintain that energy in this heat. Now, I do know the wind's picked up a little bit, which is a bit of a blessing in disguise. But no, as we get things underway here, it's interesting to see how they're going to attack the second half, and particularly the Lions, how they're going to answer back to the challenge of Devonport.
Devonport starting out hot here. The Murati, I think, bring it down, and it's hit and blocked. Another one from last, and it finds the bottom corner. Straight away, Devonport make it 2-0. And a long-range effort from Taylor Last. Two beautiful bottom corner finishes for Devonport Strikers. And if you're a Kingborough Lions player, that's not what you want to see coming out of the blocks. But really good piece of pressure from the whole Strikers team and finished off by Taylor Last there.
Most certainly that, Alex. Very reminiscent of the first half when we saw them begin. Devonport raced straight out of the blocks. They were really up and trying to impose themselves on the Lions there, and then coming out in the second half. Taylor Last just finishing simple as you like. Seeing some key players up there, seeing the tempo. They're up and about, Devonport.
Yeah, they just have so much quality all over the park, really. And you look at like really across the whole front third. And you have the likes of Taylor Last and Bidwell chipping in from midfield. They can score from any angle, and there we go. That's another opportunity there as Hess goes down. I think that was a little bit extra put on that one, and referee not buying into, I would say maybe the theatrics, even though I got the crowd up and about. Nothing doing there for Kingborough.
Kingborough Lions at the moment need to find some sort of answer, because eventually, as the second half does wear on, we get to drinks break, time will be against them, and if Devonport continue to impose themselves on this game, we are for them to fight back. But we have to speak about Bidwell. He's been such utility this whole half.
Oh, absolutely, he's been everywhere. It's just trying to think while I was having a little break there, who he almost reminds me of, like a old school kind of sweeper, central midfielder, Beckenbauer, Hullet kind of esque role that he's playing. That's obviously high praise, but just in terms of the role, it's pretty different. As Devonport look to attack again, as Ichimura, one of the goal scorers, was just in their vicinity, but cleaned up by the Kingborough keeper. I think that is one bright spot for Kingborough so far, is Masatoshi Kawano. He's been put under a lot of pressure, particularly off corners. But he's dealt with, well, he still conceded 2 goals, but it could be much worse without his intervention so far.
As a goalkeeper, he's done quite a bit so far, particularly under pressure in quite crucial moments in the match. Now, I'd say the number of corners Devonport had to put in the box, I wouldn't say it's directly his fault. Like, as a goalkeeper, your job is to save goals, but it's more up to the defence to be a bit more clinical and moving the ball forward. But never count the Lions out. They still have time in this Summer Cup final to do a bit of work.
Yeah, I think they'll feel. I mean, obviously you don't want to concede straight after half time. 2-0 against Devonport is a very big uphill battle. But look, I wouldn't be too disappointed in terms of how they've played if I was part of the coaching staff. Like, they've seen some good periods, but they also haven't really had too many clear-cut chances. They haven't really troubled Fletcher Cruden at all. I don't think I've really seen him touch the ball, so it's always a sign you're looking for, getting some shots off in anger and challenging the keeper.
Yes, particularly like there are a few players for the Lions which have played quite well, particularly Declan Taylor and Alfred Hess. I believe deserve a bit of a shout out.
Hess has been pretty good.
I believe given
it's spread wide out to Ichimura again. Plays a little interplay with Toby Barton. Last the goal scorer, Silky in the midfield. He goes through to Umazame. Ichimura would stick that one in. And easily taken there by Kawano. And sort of getting a few passes out, Kingborough, when they're trying to really progress that ball past this sort of situation. Gone direct this time. Mees is in space and he's going to just fly down the wing, but eludes him and goes out of play.
No, certainly. Like the long ball over. Offered a little bit, but went out, of course. Lions, there have been a few passages of play, little glimpses of what they can do. We have seen that, but it's just about putting the pieces together so far.
Hess. Oh, it's a foul on Kingborough there. I don't know if that was just before when Hess got a little dink over the top. Again, they just can't get any momentum, Kingborough, at the moment, and I guess that is a really feature of Devonport's players, being able to break up the play and control the tempo of the game, either through possession or through just stifling their opponents. I think at times last year there was periods they would just stick, they'll just hold the ball, keep possession for long periods of time, and they haven't done that quite as intentionally, I'd say, this today. But they've been able to really break up the play well and make it hard for Kingborough to do anything else but kind of these long balls that have been mopped up beautifully there by Barton in that instance. And Douse will recycle and Kawano again will go long. Kemp and Mees both misjudge it. It's just trickled away to Bidwell.
Bidwell again, the utility player so far. Again, that building momentum for the Lions, I couldn't agree more. I reckon that'll be the big part to play. Devonport, I'd say, have been very, very clinical in their passing. Every decision is thought out, but they're not going guns blazing. They're just passing the ball around. They're waiting for that chance to go forward.
Yeah, they've just got a lot of flexibility, knowledge, all that stuff that can make them just keep ticking it over. They've rotated their front. Apart from Zadadzny, who hasn't probably had a heap of the ball yet, they've just been able to interchange well with Marcy Benjamin, who's gone off, Ichimura, who I've got to get better at this one, Umazame. It's a bit late on Lutma. And Zadadzny picks up a slice of cheese for the late one. Lutma's in a bit of pain. The medical staff will come on.
Bit of pain there.
Yeah.
Hoping for the best there.
Yeah, I think it's one of those ones where you wear it and just probably winded to some extent. And there are, I don't know, some of the more painful injuries you can get. Just you feel a bit silly for getting winded like that, and it just takes all of it out of you, and it takes a bit to recover. But once you're back, you're all good. But just having to shake that one off, a little hit to the ribs, yeah.
Most certainly that. Well, the Lions, a bit of a scare there. Certainly is a physical battle. We can certainly see how much both sides are really up for the fight. They're content with this contest.
Yeah, don't know how content Hartmer is after that, but he'll get us back underway. It looks like it's all been sorted out. Zadadzny, the man eating the slice of cheese. Douse will play it back to Kawano.
Kawano to play back. Looking to go wide, Kingborough. Ball lifted over, but that man again, Bidwell. And so clinical so far, Bidwell. Can't fault him, though we are beginning to see the game even out a little bit so far. Devonport, of course, had options forward in this half, obviously bursting out of the blocks. But I'd say in the past, maybe 3, 4, maybe even 5 minutes, game's evened out a little bit.
Oh, potentially. I think the sting's gone out of it. The tempo's definitely a little bit lower. And I think it's been hard for both teams to hold on to possession, really, but they're still pushing forward. Here's Lano Atkinson. He'll cut back in on his left, and he'll do a little spin. He's looking for a Devonport foot in the box. We'll find it. This is for him, Murati, who has come on. Lano Atkinson will only find the head of Huxley. And last, excellent shielding away from Otto Schwartz. He'll have to be careful. He's one of the men who is on a yellow card, along with Zadadsny and Mitch Burley, who has, I think, gone off just for the, again, his interchange rule. They've also made another little tweak, Devonport, with the introduction of Cody Sturzaker finding first minutes of the game. He'd be marshalling that defensive role of where Dom Smith was occupying on that right-hand side. His last, he'll put a bullet in the direction of Guano's goal, but it will go over the top, and they'll get it underway quickly. I think Kingborough making a big effort to try and play out, but it hasn't gone well at all. We'll get pushed wide. Lano Atkinson. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. A typical Lano Atkinson type of finish, that one. A little kind of floated curler, almost finding its way into the top corner. And Kingborough, breathe another sigh of relief, but it's almost one of those ones where I think Devonport feels like something else is coming. It feels like a third is not too far away.
Certainly feels like a goal is on the cards for them very, very shortly. As Andrew was saying, however, when he was last on commentary with us, if you're controlling the game in this fashion, you should be able to put some goals behind. They have been able to do that, rushing out of the block, but they keep going forward. The expectation is going to be for them to put a goal in. I reckon maybe another goal for them here. I don't want to say curtains, but it'll certainly put one hand on the sum of the up.
Yeah, it's looking very ominous here for the Kingborough Lions, but still a lot to be gained, I think, for both teams. Well, the competition's not done yet, and also just as a learning exercise against a team like Devonport as Kingborough get on the break. This is Brown. Got on the left, and it's spilled by the keeper, Fletcher Cruden. Just as we were thinking the game might be done, it is not over at all. Plenty of time left in this game. And the new Devonport keeper has spilled that one, and Alex Brown has profited. It's a bit of a hard one to swallow, I think, if you're a Strikers supporter. Again, they've still got the lead, but it's one he'd want to have back for sure. I can sense the disappointment over there. And definitely insult added to injury with the Kingborough Ultras behind him.
Well, this game, which many of us thought to be embers, we just reignited into a big bonfire. Certainly, we can see the Lions now in these first couple of seconds playing. They've got something to play for now. They've got something to hold on to.
Absolutely. That's just open the window of opportunity. Here's Kobe Kemp. Now the backs are up maybe here for Kingborough. Here's Brown. Quick feet. Tries to cross it and gets blocked out by Moradi. Squared by Downs. Schwartz with a bit of pressure from Umarazume. Here's Dowse. Got an overlapping Hess. Nice low ball. Did well. First one there. We'll get released by Riku Ichimura. Goal scorer in the first half. Very tidy work to Lano Atkinson. And now Devonport on the counter. Taylor last galloping forward. Look to cut inside. Play it to the top. It's evaded Lano Atkinson and Noamise. He's got some numbers forward. He'll look for Taylor. He finds him. Now Taylor will attack. Barton one-on-one. It goes on his left foot. It's a decent hit. And the keeper does make the save this time. Little spillage, I would say, but Fletcher Cruden able to corral that one. It was a very similar type of hit. A good, powerful effort from Taylor. No real direction on it, though. And the keeper able to maintain it that time. He timed his dive just right. And I don't think that's going to help the getting the Kingborough supporters off your back, though.
Fletcher Cruden there. In the first half, he didn't have much to do, but in the second half, now he's been put under the pump a little bit. That first spillage was a little bit unlucky. It was hit with a bit of power, but then yet again, as you say, a little bit of uncertainty. But he did take the ball.
Yeah,
and certainly
they are hard to take if they take a hop in front of you, but I think most keepers at this level will be wanting that one back for sure.
Most certainly. Well, the Kingborough faithful certainly making their presence felt.
Ichimura again. He'll take douse on. It's been a good battle on that left-hand side. This is Shogo. He'll go back to Ricky Ichimura. This is where you want the likes of Taylor Last on the ball here. He just knows how to control the game. Bidwell, though, mazes his way through. Almost another great solo effort and a good tackle by Eli Lutmer. Bidwell knifing his way through the Kingborough midfield.
Seen that a couple of times from Bidwell this game so far, looking to take the defence on. As you're saying, playing a bit of a Beckenbauer role. Very high praise. But
working his way forward from a deep position. A chip from Meese. Well-weighted pass, and Bidwell, I think that came off his thigh. I don't think the ref's going to give that. The Kingborough players and supporters wanted a free kick. But nothing doing. And I think rightly so. It would have been a tough one to give against Bidwell. Here's Murati now. Good save from Kuano. Just almost nonchalant little attack there from Devonport. Comes in from Lan Atkinson. And Umazame just heading wide. Good little movement. Beautiful kind of run in behind, cutting in behind there from Devonport. Import. Just doesn't quite have the height of some of the other Devonport players. And here's Lutmer now going for a bit of a gallop. He'll go for a cross. Best clearance. Tip well! And goes wide. Kobe Kemp on the end of that one. And Kingborough are definitely working their way back into this game. The energy is with them at the moment. I think Devonport is still attacking well. But the momentum feels to be with the Lions at the moment.
Totally agree with you on that one, Alex. We can see Devonport again attacking forward. They've got the players capable to do that. But Lions, it feels like something certainly building for them.
The ball in behind. Ichimura on the left. It's a good save. Rebound to Last, who powers it into the back of the net. And that is another goal to the Devonport strikers. It's Taylor Last second. And just as you think Kingborough are getting back in the game, that could be a bit of a door-shutting moment from the Devonport strikers. It's a really good run. I think Ichimura showing his class again, doing a lot of hard work down that left wing, and Last finding himself in the right position just to power home. What a lovely volley that was.
Ichimura there showing his class, being able to cut through and take the shot. But as you say, well, the ability to set the ball and make the run there, which leads to that goal, was absolutely fantastic. It looks like a change is going to be made now for the Lions.
I think both teams are just thinking, what are we going to get out of this game now? They're going to push here. Lions are Devonport going to look to blood, kind of a different option. They haven't made a change yet. Here is Jaden McCure, someone familiar to viewers of NPL from last season. Playing his trade up in Launceston. Very quick winger. I did like what I saw from them last year. It was a little bit of a difficult season, though, I would say, for United. So hopefully for him, it'll be a bit of a different system and see what he can contribute to Kingborough today.
Well, certainly Kingborough need something a little bit different, and they need something to rally behind. Just as we thought they were getting back into this contest, the door was that closed that little bit more.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones where you think, oh, what a bit of a lucky goal in some respects, and then you're pushing for another goal, but it's always the way when you start to push a little bit too hard, have you left yourself vulnerable. Ichimura again. He's looking for his compatriot, Nazame, but he was in an offside position, so he didn't want to track that one down. Ball's still in play though. And Lutmer will just spread that out wide. It's Downs now. It'll be Hugh Sleep. Looking for a slicing ball up the middle. Did well, getting a little bit too handsy with Mees.
So it'll be the Lions are going to go forward here. Quick short pass taken. They've got options wide. Devonport immediately applying that pressure.
And turnover. It's a counter opportunity, but it's turned over by Leonard Atkinson. He's going to play a quick ball through to one of Zadadsny or Ichimura. Leonard Atkinson pressing on to Schwartz. Ball doesn't find McCure. He's been able to loop it back in board though. He's Schwartz with a bit of time. Maybe trying to look wide for the overload where Hess has drifted out wide. Loft to the big body of Noah Mees. Turn inside. Nice ball from Taylor. It tracked back well by Sturzaker. And Kingborough now, I think a little bit more of the territory, but that ball can't find Declan Taylor. Probably slightly too many of those balls looking for their wingers that haven't really found their target. It's probably the ball that has been on in some respects. The midfield is pretty tight, but Devonport adaptable to the look here, and as Downs tries it again, the diagonal ball. Dowse will just nod it back down into Hess.
They'll play back to Hess. He's looking to find a bit of space. Hess again.
Probably can't give a ball. It hasn't found its target. But again, Kingborough now working their way into it in terms of getting some possession, which is, I think, a good sign for them, but potentially also have Devonport taken a foot off the gas. That's the other question here.
Well, so at the moment, Ichimura wants to put the foot right back on the gas as he drives a wonderful ball out wide. As you say, Kingborough Lions, they're playing a bit more possession based, to slow the tempo right down. They play a bit of tiki-taka style, quick passing, quick movement, getting Hess involved there on the wide positions. Devonport drive one in though, Ichimura wide. That would be cleared.
Here's Cruden. Very long. Lutmer in space. Just taking that one down to his chest. Half a shout of handball. One made contact with Taylor's ankles. Just enough to give the free kick in the eyes of the referee.
Some questions being asked about the human anatomy.
Yeah, I think the scoreline doesn't make any difference for begging for decisions from the referee. They're just looking for every little advantage that they can. I think I would say both coaches, but Hess is on the field, so I can't hear what he has to say. Jake Vandermeer, his assistant, his bench coach for Kingborough. A little bit, I'd say a little bit more subdued than his counterpart Ballantyne. Here's Hess. And Taylor met with 3 Devonport shirts. And the release comes. Ichimura again. Does he have enough support? Zadadsny's in the middle. To square up, Lutmer cuts inside. Little turn back onto the left foot, and pretty well done in the end by Eli Lutmer. And that will be the drinks break with Devonport 3-1 up now. Just a very 2 goals from Taylor last to take us into the drinks break. It's been I'd say had that glimmer of hope for Kingborough there for a little while, but just Taylor last being able to score at opportune moments has really put the pressure right back on the Lions. And
It's been a roller coaster of emotions this first part of the second half as they go to drinks now. Kingborough, as you say, with that glimmer of hope, but then Devonport jump right back on and maybe close the door just that little bit more.
As we just make another sub in the commentary box, Andrew Cooling will be coming back in for the remainder of this one. The players probably getting good soaking from any sort of liquid that they can at the moment. It's been a really interesting half. Some fantastic goals today. Taylor last with a smashing volley and Ichimura with a little piece of all-round skill in particular. And, just going to see, I guess, how this one shakes out, Andy.
Yeah, a bit happening in the first 20 minutes of the half there. The Lions, nothing can change the complexion of a match like a goal. They get that gift, a bit of a howler there from Fletcher Cruden, and this place went from quite still, quite dead. The energy was gone at 2-0. It seemed like the game was going through the motions. Kingborough, they were in trouble. They get the goal, and suddenly for the next 5-10 minutes they were frenetic. They were up and about. The crowd was brought into it, but as they so often do, the Devonport strikers just shut that down very, very quickly. They always seem to have a response. A beautiful finish from Taylor last, but again, the build-up play from Riku Ichimura. He nearly scored a goal moments ago there. He is just dribbling around defenders like witches' hats at times. He looks like one of the better imports the league has seen in a while. You're asking about the quality imports. It's a bit of an unknown. Well, I think we've had that very much settled for us here today. Yeah. Certainly in Devonport, they have got some good ones.
Absolutely. Just that close control, pace, finishing. It's been on display for sure. And it's a different physical profile, I would say. But again, with Zadadzny, who's coming off now, they do have the options there of being able to kind of go that more intricate, more classical dribbling route, and being able to mix it up with a bit of power as well. So very good signs for Strikers supporters.
Dennehy's now been moved on to lead line as Zadadzny makes his way off along with Ichimura. The rotations continue here with interchange in the Summer Cup rather than substitutions. So Dennehy will move centrally and plenty of pace to see out this game. I know the Lions are going to have to push bodies forward. There should be some space for them to operate in behind.
I kind of wonder what they'll do when the season comes with Messi Benjamin coming on the right-hand side. It probably will be an Ishimura start, you'd say. But having that option as well, with probably a little bit more directness, a bit more pace. Even with the losses of Fernandez Garrido and Ali Dula, just keep ticking things over on the offensive end.
Luke Bennett, the other one they're missing from last season, but looks like they've done a very nice job replacing that trio in attack. Here's Schwartz. Can the Lions find another goal just to give them a spark like that first one did? Give them a real lift, but in these stifling conditions, 2 goals looking tough at the moment for them. And Taylor, a little control there as Barton applied the pressure. It's going to be a Lions throw in though. Lutmer sends it towards Mees, well read by Mulroney. Gets a touch on it behind.
I don't think I've seen too many corners today from Kingborough. Yeah, I don't think the first.
Second, I think we had one in the first half. Certainly nowhere near as many as the Strikers.
No, and you can see Devonport have a very deliberate tactic of in-swinger on the keeper. This is a little bit more of a traditional outswinger here from Peter Dowse.
Sends it right to the mixer. Kobe Kemp nods it into the ground and it bounces over the top. And you just expect a player of Kemp's calibre to dispatch that. And the chance goes begging for the Lions.
Yeah, I think he just thought that Toby Barton was going to jump for that. It sort of just skimmed over Barton's head and caught Kobe on, well, not the angle that he wanted for sure. But one of those ones where it's like, oh, just get some head on it. It'll most likely go in, not every time, obviously, but that one's a bit of a let off there for Kingborough.
As Hess looks to charge down the right. The Lions still fighting in front. Hess just blocked off by Toby Barton.
I don't know if that's the way that I would have called that one, but
Well,
The linesmen had their flag up, and I do know they have the wireless on today, the refs, so see if they're going to discuss that between each other. Or it's like Alfonso Giusti had a clear view of it, and very definitive in that decision.
I think he was maybe 6-1, half dozen the other. Definitely moved to block him off, and then Hess, he kind of pushed him a little, and that's why he spotted it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a block on first look.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those recently. That might be a mistake from Lutner. Benjamin's on the end of it.
Slides it for Denny. He couldn't quite pick him out, though. Lutner there, along with Kawano to see clear. Now McCure off the bench. Can he make something happen here? Sends it across to Declan Taylor. Taylor for a bombing on Keenan Dowse. He's got a few bodies ahead of him to pick out. Goes to the outside of the boot, but just couldn't get it over the top. And now it's Marzane. And the free kick will go the way of the Lions this time. Freddie Hess getting the decision.
Yeah, he's in the walls at the moment.
Putting his body about as he always does in the first man.
Yeah. Just wonder whether this is in range. I think if Dowse is standing over it, I think this will be a curl over the back post. I think if it was more direct Downs or even potentially even Eli Lutman or Kobe Kemp, probably more of the options here. Hess is also in the vicinity of it, but
This was the only, I suppose, with Cruden letting through that south one early, maybe you want to try and pitch one ahead of him. It might be something you probe, but a long way out, and he does go the little chip, easily repelled. And fell the way of Benjamin, who's looked lively. He's been introduced into the game. Sharp little turn there by Malati. And continuing his run here with Benjamin. He's got some support from Umazane. He takes an interesting option. It looked like a shot. I think it was a pass.
I think it was a
half in between the two and straight to the keeper. Caught two lines, perhaps. Well, maybe he's trying to fake the shot. It was a strange kicking
to me as
motion.
a little kind of outside of the boot.
Yeah.
Looking for Dennehy, but maybe not. Maybe he was just trying to burrow it in the bottom corner.
Either way, it didn't amount to much. As looks like Simone Vivarelli will be introduced here for the Lions. And we'll play Schwartz in midfield, like for like there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some more minutes in the depth. I think Vivarelli will play quite a lot this season for Lions. Definitely quite a versatile player, and was very useful last season. So you want to put in a good performance just to finish out this game. Still think Lions are half a sniff. I know that might sound a bit silly given the form of Devonport over the last 4 or 5 years in Tasmania. But they haven't been too bad, and they've been able to apply a bit more pressure throughout the second half, really, but recently as well.
They've been much better in the second half. Certainly the Lions, they were probably fortunate to be as close as they were at half-time. The league quickly doubled after the restart, but could easily have been 3 or 4-0 the Strikers after that first half. The Lions have been much better in this second half, but a 2-goal deficit. Devonport don't concede 3 very often. Declan Taylor looking to try and find a second. Clear numbers back there though, and Barton will carry it out of defence. Dennehy, Hess got in front of him. And then Lutmer retreats back to Downs. Hess still down on the ground. He has been in the wars the last 5 minutes. Freddie Hess, the coach, trying to will his side back into this one. Downs and Lutmer. Back to Downs.
This is getting harder and harder for the players now, just getting into late stages of the game in the heat.
Here's Kobe Kemp. Always a threat from range, Kemp. He's well checked though by Burley. Taylor. Trying to find some space, some support in the form of Lutmer. Lutmer now uses the wide man in Dowse. Looks to play the 1-2 with Hess, but he just left it behind. Lutmer. Hess. Love crafty little ball looking for Dowse. Couldn't get in behind though of Benjamin. Dowse once more, lets it run. Mulroney alert. Sees it across.
It's such a hard defence to find your way through. Even if you do have control of the ball like Lions have had recently, it's just not a lot of avenues to goal. It's difficult to find space. You get a little bit of it out wide, but even that, these deep kind of swinging crosses that they're probably looking for, or semi-speculative balls, as Kent looks for a flick and Taylor's in. Sorry, I think that's McCure over there.
Yeah, they're a tough defence to break down when they're looking to attack it at 0-0 or if you're leading the game, let alone when they've got a 2-goal cushion. They don't need to really draw themselves out. They can drop some midfielders back in to support the defence, and the Lions finding that here in the last 10 minutes or so. They've had plenty of ball up in the final third, but it's so hard to find the room to manoeuvre, and they defend that penalty box ferociously.
Yeah.
Led, of course, by Kieran Mulroney, who's just been the absolute rock of Gibraltar for them throughout this, getting up near a decade of top-level football.
Since the State League sort of came back, really. Like,
was it 2016 Peter Safford was there and they won the league for the first time? Since then, it's really been the year of Devonport in Tasmania football. It was kind of South Hobart before them. You're going to have a little period where Olympia in the middle. South Hobart so dominant in the first few years of the statewide league as it was, but free kick blown there. Devonport, they just keep on keeping on. From what you've seen today, you have to make them red hot favourites for the league once again in 2024. I think this is meant to be one of the sides you think probably their nearest rivals.
Yeah, I think if you're the Lions, you don't want to. You're not going to make excuses about this game at all. But there are a few extenuating circumstances with the heat in particular. But I mean, with Devonport having to travel, this is the longest distance that you have to travel in Tasmanian football.
Really
talk about that as well.
Trying to get something going or other. Barton was there. Mees nods it back. It's handball against Hester. Alex Knox is the referee. Looked it to my eye. Here's Vivarelli. He'll send it across to Lutmer. Trying to find some space. And blasted home by Vivarelli. That is an absolute stunner. Simon Vivarelli take a bow. An absolute howitzer. And for the second time in the half, they close the gap to 1 goal.
I'm speechless after that one. That is an absolute thunderbolt into the top corner. I've seen a great set-piece goal from Lucy Roberts in the women's game. That is up there, rivals it. Another beautiful piece of striking technique. 3-2. Grandstand finish, extra time potentially. Let's see.
It's interesting, the pressure being applied. It was 4-3 when they met in the league here late last season. It was a thriller. There was late drama that day. Will we see more again today? Again, the crowd's been brought to life, right? I mean, when the ball was still on the rise, when it hits the back of the net, they're the best ones. That's just what that was.
It was just a line drive right in the top corner. Just having a quick look at Tom Ballantyne's reaction. He was after a handball in that build-up, and I think
he had a case.
Yeah.
I think he had a very good case, Alex.
I mean, I won't... I don't know what to say about that one. I mean, we'll have to see that one back on replay, but no fault in the finish at all. I don't think you can complain too much given the quality of it, but I think given just how relenting they are at wanting consistency and trying to look for little advantages, they'll be in the refs to hear about that one potentially.
It wasn't the Devonport bench not thrilled with that, and I think probably rightly, but either way, a little break of fortune for the Lions, and they cut the lead to 3-2. Can they make the most of it? Devonport quickly responded last time. Taylor last over the dead ball. Teasing delivery. Barton volleys it into the crossbar. Would have been a spectacular goal. The woodwork denies him. And the Lions almost down by 2 again. Bidwell through for Benjamin. Wide on the left, Benjamin. A couple to pick out in the middle. Stretching was Lutmer.
Game has absolutely come to life here. Thought that Sting was just taken out of the game slightly. Just a thunderbolt goal, almost a scissor kick into the roof of the net. It's been a pretty good game all up, especially considering the conditions. There have been some slow patches for sure, but very entertaining goals and some good football on display as well. So really cannot complain with the football on display today.
Yeah, I reckon if you've come down to the Den today, paid the price of admission, you've got well and truly good value for your dollar. It's been an entertaining day of cup finals and potentially still a bit to go here. Could the Lions maybe force some extra time? It's getting towards the pointy end of this one. It's 3-2. Twice they've clawed back from 2-goal deficits. McCure has made an impact since going on. Send it across to Taylor. Taylor is blocked away. It fell into the path. Zame.
I think Taylor's definitely cottoned on to. He wants to test Cruden when he can. Hasn't had the cleanest. He had one good strike earlier on in the second half, but I think the cleanest windows of opportunity to do that. But you can see if he gets that opportunity to cut in and fire away from range, he's going to do it. Obviously, Cruden, no chance on the Vivarelli strike. I can't blame him at all. As the flag stays down for Douse, who's found a pocket of space. Tee it up, and it's kicked away by Kieran Mulroney. And I think he's come from the Lightwood Park fans.
Trying to suck that ball into them, the fans, aren't they?
Yeah, I think Devonport coaching staff have been in Marcy Benjamin's ear to track that run. That's the one thing that they've been on for the last 5 or 6 minutes and didn't track that one. As Dowson fires it in, Kemp's in a good position. Has to tee it up, and the referee takes a bit of time to think about it, but does give the foul to Devonport.
So Barton down on the ground there, and he will be in no rush to get back to his feet, I would have thought. Try and eat up some time here as the crowd well and truly getting stuck in. So nothing going over the line. Just good support really from the Lions faithful down there behind the goal. They've been great value, and both times they've kept the lead back to one. They've really found their voice. It's brought them to life, those goals.
Really good when you get the whole club kind of behind each team. I think it's often hard with different games happening across the weekends. People only have limited time to kind of get there. But if you can kind of get the under-21s or the women's team or the men's team supporting the women's, always brings such a good vibe to football club. I think Kingborough exemplify that with all three teams. There's Benjamin now. He finds Murati with an interesting little ball. And Kiwano, definitely a bright spot for Kingborough today, has come out to claim that one, and a side-footed relaunch there from Kiwano. It's cut out by Bidwell, but the distribution looks like it is got some quality to it as well. I think they will be very happy with it, how that signing looks so far. Kingborough Lions.
So into the final 5 minutes, 3-2 the score in the Summer Cup final. The Lions in arrears by a goal, but a stunning strike from Vivarelli has just breathed some life into this contest. Devonport looking to do what they've done so many times down the journey and just professionally see this game out.
Yeah. Just wonder if there is a sting in the tail here.
Zamo dangerous. Dennehy. Downs defended well. Barton will jump up into the attack. Has support in the form of Benjamin. To Barton. Bidwell. And outstanding today, Charles Bidwell. And trying to drive through a few douse agriculturally away. It spills into the hands of his keeper. Kiwano has been a busy man in the Lions net today. He's done some really good work too.
Yeah, can't fault him for any of the goals at all, and he's kept them in the game for sure. Able to. The reason why they still have a sniff in this last 5 minutes or so. Downs gets a little bit caught up on it. He can't find McCure. That will go. I think that's Vivarelli down there, and then McCure again trying to counter press onto Taylor Last. And very expertly done there by Taylor Last. See how they'll manage out the rest of this game. It looks like they're trying to slow down the game with a bit of a sub and take their time when they can.
Hayden Lyle being prepared along with Dom Smith. So the attacker off for Smith just shut this down. Let's see what he's got. Mazame will be replaced by Smith, so that's a shut-up shop type move. Just a couple of minutes plus however much added time we've got. We do have Brenton Copper on the board, who's a man who loves additional time, Alex. So with the game in the balance at 3-2, but don't be surprised if there's a big number up on that board, even if there may not be the cause for it.
Yeah, we've got 7 in the women's game. Extenuating circumstances there with the Roberts injury, unfortunately, but we might see over 4 or 5. We'll see. It is the trend in football at the moment.
Well, this was the trendsetter before the modern trend. Copper, well known for Copper time. Big fan of a few additional minutes just to keep things entertaining. So I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic.
Just seeing Unazame go off there, I think good contribution. Obviously not the kind of the catch the eye performance of his compatriot, but I think they'll be pretty happy with how he'll develop into the side, kind of as that number 10 shuttling midfielder. Is Kingborough now will look to reload. Taylor's dropped in and back to Hess. He's been solid back there in the midfield. He'll run forward and poke it through to Eli Wright. And it's blocked off by Fahim Muradi. Interesting ball in. Morini was alert to the danger. Nice wasn't really on his bike there, but would have been a very, very tough angle to get on there. But Kingborough with a corner here. And they're not sending the keeper up. It's keeping two back. Not quite yet.
It's approaching that time.
Yeah, I think they've probably got to wait for the fourth official to put the ball up to get permission to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if there's still, 6 or 7 minutes to come, might be a little premature, but an opportunity here for the Lions. Can they find a late equaliser? Swings it in near post, not with delivery like that, they won't.
Yeah, Dust will be disappointed with that one. Normally, a solid delivery of the ball off the corner. It does take all of them. And the ball does go up, and we are seeing 5 minutes of additional time.
Can't help but feel if Mr. Copper was in the middle, it would have been an 8. But holds the board up and says, Kingborough, you've got 5 minutes to find a late leveller, or it'll be another trophy for Devonport.
It feels right with the amount of stuff we've had in the game. But
Kent trying to bustle through there. Mulroney in there, and then a foul from Barton.
Yellow card? No, he's not.
Not be a card, just a foul, but an opportunity in another position of promise here. Kemp, they'll want to get back on his feet so he can be that aerial presence.
Yeah.
Gingerly back.
A chance for Douse to make amends here. Taylor will give the in-swing option. I wonder whether... he's walking away now. I was just thinking whether he's got in the ear and gone, this is my angle here. He's been looking for that angle all game.
It's a pretty poor corner you just hit, Keenan. Why don't you move up? It will be Douse, though.
I think it's a bit stiff on players if they do one for one, but...
What can Keenan Douse conjure here? The cavalry charge forward. Teasing delivery, but Mulroney towers to head clear. They see the way, but numbers back here for the Lions will prevent the counter-attacking threat. Here's Greg Downs. Drives it wide. Looking for Lutmer, who's pushed up here late on. Experienced customer sensing the time. Push up the field has arrived.
Two back for Kingborough at the moment. We've got Downs and Wright back there. Everyone else is forward.
Douse with the long throw here. Heaves it into the box. Gives it a good ride. Mulroney again with a towering header. Imperious defence from the striker skipper. Rising to see it clear.
Lutmer is in a good area and just read superbly well by Mulroney. Good leap.
Downs again looking to spring Douse, and he almost gets in behind. Barton looks for the free kick. Did Douse drop the shoulder into him? The referee says yes. But it's cost him a quarter.
Very smart from Toby Barton. It definitely was contact to the head. But I think he sort of put his body in a position where he could earn a free kick and get himself out of trouble there. As much as, again, you don't want to see contact to the face ever. It was just, in a way, smart play. That might sound a bit reverse psychology.
Body on the line, dying embers of the game, gets the free kick for his side, relieves the pressure. That's what Barton does. He's an absolute warrior back there. There, Mulroney.
Very solid player.
The crowd trying to put the keeper off. Lutmer steers it forward. Barton again with the header. Bidwell just working his man under the ball there. Taylor tries to get past Smith. Couldn't do so. Vivarelli, the goal scorer, to McCure. And some room here for McCure. And a sea of bodies in the middle of the box. Trying to find Kemp. Couldn't quite get it there, but Vivarelli wins it back. Douse. You have the angle for the cross. So instead, he goes to Taylor. Taylor stands it up deep. Headed on by Mees to the back post. It goes harmlessly behind.
A second, that was looping just into the top corner. That's a sort of angle where it's a bit hard to tell from this one, but safely floats by Cruden's net. And he will take all the time that he needs.
2 minutes to go.
It's the anything left in this game for Kingborough. They definitely got the pressure on Devonport, and I think either way, I think they will take some heart from this game. And again, not over. They might force extra time, and they'll be even more happy with that. But that might be a mistake for Brodie Dennehy. Oh, he trips over the ball as well.
The comedy of errors.
The Coalmouth was wanting for Brodie Dennehy after Downs got caught under it. Sonny's a bit tricky at that end of the ground, but we want that one back, Brodie Dennehy. Just ball got a little bit stuck to his boot. And still just enough time for Kingborough here.
Well, he's looked wide. There was no one there, so he went to Kemp instead. He's absolutely surrounded. Somehow he's able to shield the ball away, but Smith got a boot in. And now back the other way. It's 3 on 3. He's streaming back to support the defence. He's right. Corner flag is the thought on the mind here of Burleigh. That's just where he heads. Disciplined stuff there, but unable to get his side a corner. So the Lions will take the kick quickly, and it's a last chance saloon stuff here. One last roll of the dice perhaps for the Lions. Can they find something late?
You're going to have to get it forward here. Downs, you don't normally have to ask him twice to play a nice raking long ball. Hash will try and run it through the middle. Fiorelli has time though.
Okay, this is it. Keenan Dowse. He's got Taylor in support. Can they find something late here, the Lions? Taylor looking to run at Barton. Looks inside. Slightly heavy touch though, and then a foul from Mees, and that might just be that.
No, he's going by Taylor last.
He's been good.
I was about to say maybe tip of the tongue for man of the match in terms of 2 goals, and I don't think he's had his best, most tempo controlling game that I've ever seen, but still incredibly solid, and can't complain with 2 goals from your holding midfielder. He's a really good player to watch. Taylor last is.
Yeah, he's been a young gun the past couple of years, and still young in terms of his age, but fairly senior in terms of the experience he's accrued at NPL level now, and a big part of that striker's engine room. Now, can they just whack it forward here and hope that time goes a little bit longer as we tip towards the end of the 95 here? Are they going to get one last long ball? They won't. There it is. Alfonso's Justi's whistle rings out, and the Devonport Strikers start 2024 as they've ended just about every year in recent memories with some silverware. It's just the Summer Cup, but it augurs well for the year ahead. They win a thrilling final, 3 goals to 2. Worthy winners. The Lions put up a good fight, but the Strikers are just too good.
Yeah, they'll be really happy with that, Devonport. Another piece of silverware into the trophy cabinet. I don't think Kingborough will be too disappointed. They've showed some good heart by stealing 2 goals away. And I think a lot of positives to take from that is that, I think Hess will watch that footage back and be not too unhappy with losing that game. They'll give them plenty to build on for the rest of the season. Really quality match, I have to say, throughout. I think most supporters will say it got money's worth for sure. And lots of possibilities for the rest of the season. So we'll leave you with the player interviews, and thank you so much for joining us here on Football Tasmania TV. My name's Alex Murray. I've been joined by Luca Forrest and Andrew Cooling. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, good call. Nice to meet you.
There we go. Jordan Bisky shoe. Cody.
Hey, mate.
First. What have you done?
I just broke my wrist. Put it on this thing.
You can do it there, hold it, whichever your
just hold
preference is. There's cameras up there, so try and look that way if you can.
I'm not going to look directly at it. It's like sunlight, mate.
No,
Starstruck.
just in that general vicinity, don't look this way, basically. You good, mate? All right, Kobe, commiserations on the defeat, but what did you make of your team's performance today?
Look, obviously, quite proud of the boys. I mean, Devonport have been at the top for a long time, so it takes a lot to knock them off. But I think our performances over the back half of last season and obviously building into today show that we're closing that gap quickly, and we'll be a close contender with them for hopefully most of the season. So,
what do you take out of that game heading into the NPL season?
I think we just take out. We're trying to look at the positives. It's still, it's a cup and everyone wants to win a cup, but at the end of the day, it's still pre-season. So we're trying to build into a good round one back down here next week. So. We'll take the positives of, everyone's looking sharp, everyone's looking fit, we play some good football at times, and we'll look to build into round one to hopefully come over and give us up.
Pretty impressive strike there from Simon Zimmerelli there in the second half.
Yeah.
Have you been teaching him a few things?
Mate, he's had that in his locker a long time. It's just he's slowly adding some consistency to his game, so it's nice to see him finally tuck one away.
Okay.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
First, good enough?
Yes.
Frank, how you feeling, mate? You don't want to hold that one, whichever is preference. There's obviously out there.
Am I looking up there?
In the general vicinity. You don't have to go down the barrel because the sun's there, we're just in this kind of general direction.
Perfect.
I'll let a shot. Alright, Freddie, commiserations on the result, but what did you think of the team's performance out there today?
Yeah, perhaps not the result we're looking for, but certainly there was great indicators, I think, today that when we demonstrate our identity, we can affect really the top teams in this league.
Twice you went down by 2 goals and managed to pull it back. Are you proud, I suppose, of the resilience and fight you showed in that second half?
Yeah, certainly. I'd prefer we didn't get into that situation, but that being the case, there's a great character and culture within this group to just keep going and keep playing our football and bringing it to life and forging on. And we see that on a couple of occasions today.
Did you think the second half performance was better than the first half? How do you see it?
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, we talked about a few things at half time, and I think the fellows were able to apply it well in the second half, and maybe we saw a bit more traction in the second half for sure.
Have you played many games in Tasmania in tougher conditions than that?
I don't think so. Yeah, it was certainly. It was difficult given the weather, but that's for both teams and everyone concerned. So challenge for everyone.
How are the boys feeling after that one?
Probably a bit disappointed. Again, we mentioned that opportunities to play for silverware come not regularly, not like a league season every week. So maybe it felt like a bit of a missed opportunity, but I think we'll be pleased with some of the performance indicators that we brought to life today.
All right. Thanks for your time,
Andrew. Thanks very much.
Appreciate it, mate.
Go well.
Go in ice bath or something, mate. Who wants to go first? Get you can either lapel or hold, whichever your preference is, Tom.
Get rid of that one, it says women on it. So.
Yeah, you need 2 of them.
Oh, I just need one that says club coach, club head coach.
Yeah.
Just
hold it.
Yeah. Excuse my language, sorry.
That's all right, mate. We won't include that. You good, mate? Right, Tom, congratulations on the victory. What did you make of your team's performance out there today?
I thought we were very good. We should have been a bit more ruthless. In the first half, I thought we should have scored probably 4. And in the second half, again, I thought we probably should have scored another 4. And then towards the end of the game, a little bit of lack of discipline. But for us, it's still part of our process. And we made subs at the 22-minute mark, half-time 22-minute mark, because we were trying to rotate. And Alfred left his best team on for the majority of the game, I think. It wasn't until the 61st, 62nd minute he made his first substitution. But for us, we're focused next week. Like I said the other day in our interview, that was the driving focus for today. If we won a cup, it was nice, but the predominantly aim was ready for round 1.
Was there a blade of grass that Charles Bidwell didn't cover in that game, and have you got a fitter man in your squad than Charles?
We've got 3 fitter men than Charles in our squad.
Everywhere.
Yeah, no, we've changed his role slightly this year. So we've changed his role a little bit, just try and give him a bit more licence to do that. He's a very dynamic player. very technical, very tactical, and we wanted to try and free him up a little bit more. And with the players that we brought in around him, we wanted to have a more free-flowing style of play.
What did you make of the new players to the squad's performance? I thought Ichimura in particular had a real impact in that one.
Yeah, I thought he probably should have scored another 2 as well, to be fair. He hit the crossbar, I think, towards the end, and had another one where he should have shot, and I think he tried to square it. But yeah, he's a very, very good football player. Shogo's very good. He's just still finding his feet a little bit. He's a bit further behind in his preparation than Riku is. So like I said, this is pre-season for us. It was nice to win a cup, but it's pre-season.
So it was more about getting ready for round 1, and the trophies just a luxury on the side for you?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, we had designed with the hot weather today that we were going to make subs at certain moments in the game, and we stuck with that regardless of what the result was, and we kept with our plan.
Lovely, thanks Tom.
No worries, thank you.
Cheers mate.
Cheers.
Yeah, you're up. Yes. See that? There you go. You've got a little pillow hold everyone's been holding, so you can go
easy, we'll hold then.
No worries. Showed up. Alright, Kieran, first the conditions out there. Have you played in many tougher games condition-wise in Tasmania than that one?
In Tasmania, maybe only a couple. It's pretty rare for us to play in mid-30s or even low 30s. But obviously the breeze was here, which is helpful. Cool us down a little bit.
Other players feeling up for that one. Good way to head into the new NPL campaign?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, our pre-season's generally just trying to build for the season. There's a cup on offer, and we come out to win, don't get me wrong, but it's all for next week, round 1, really. But yeah, it's always good to win a cup.
And how do you think you are heading into round 1 after that performance today?
Yeah, good. I think overall I felt like we dominated most of the game. Just a few of our mistakes sort of let them back in and gathered a bit of momentum. But it's really good to have this game for us, because obviously the last 3 weeks we played probably the weaker teams in the competition. So this was, I guess, a measuring stick for us to see where we're actually at with a few new faces.
Do you feel prepared heading into trying to defend your title?
Yeah, I think so. As I say, we've got 5 or 6 new players and turnovers, which, to be fair, we always have a few. But this year's probably a couple more than normal. And it's always a worry: are we going to gel? Have we gelled enough yet? Sort of thing. But I think today showed we're probably on the right direction.
All right, thanks for your time, Kieran.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Good luck for the season.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah. I feel like it.
No, thank you.